I'm Riley Chambers, and this is KIPP Student News.
In Afghanistan, 9 boys were killed while out collecting firewood. They were killed by shots from a helicopter which was flown by NATO. NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, mistook the boys for criminals and fired upon them. This outraged the boys' families and friends, who started a riot against Americans. Later that day, the commander publicly apologized to them. There was only one survivor from the shooting, an 11-year-old boy named Heeman. He told reporters that he only survived because some leaves fell on him and camouflaged him. This incident is being looked into, and they will make sure that a tragedy like this will never happen again. And here's Jelani with the latest.
Thank you, Donovan. News from Argentina. 8 former Argentinian presidents went to trial on charges for stealing babies. They reportedly took 34 babies from political prisoners and gave them new identities. The authorities found out from the children themselves and regained their identities. An example of one of these people is Carlos Pisani, who has been waiting for 3 decades to meet his parents, who were kidnapped when he was very, very young. He was quoted saying, "We have fought for many years so that today we can have a country where we have justice." The trial will last up to 8 months and start soon. Back to you, Riley.
Thank you, Jelani. The FDA announced that they will be removing some unapproved cough and cold medicines from your pharmacy shelves. They are removing these products because not only do they cause serious side effects in infants, but they also have similar names to many approved products and can cause confusion among doctors. This confusion can lead to a mix-up of medications, which would be bad news for you because the FDA is taking them off the shelves to make us healthier.
Something to think about. A recent study finds that the radiation from cell phones might actually increase brain activity. The electromagnetic radiation from cell phones' antennas change the way we think and act. It does this by activating a certain part of the brain, making our productivity levels boost to higher than normal. The study also found that cell phone radiation does not help the development of brain cancer or tumors, as many might have thought. And while this may sound good news, we still aren't sure if this is good, neutral, or bad for our brains in the long run. We'll keep you posted as we get more information.
News from the world of health. Research finds that when you go easy on yourself and accept your imperfections, this will make you happier over time. Being better to yourself and less judgmental of your flaws has been prominent in most self-help books and has been said by many doctors. Treating yourself like you treat others whom you care about will not only make you feel better, it will make you smile more. And smiling is something everyone loves to do.
Hundreds of people from the USA and Canada want to adopt a puppy that has survived being put to sleep. Scott Prawl, an animal control officer, thought he put one of 5 stray dogs to sleep on Friday, but he ended up finding one of the dogs alive on Saturday in a trash bin and took it to Amanda Klosky, a veterinarian technician. He was better the next day, so that resulted in receiving hundreds of emails and phone calls from people wanting to adopt the miracle dog. Now this miracle dog, Wally, will be placed in a home until search for a permanent home.
I'm sure many of you have heard of schizophrenia before. It's a terrible mental disorder and usually occurs to young adults. It's when you hear extra voices in your head and they affect your emotional feelings. But that's not what happened to 6-year-old Jenny Schofield. When Jenny was just a few weeks old, her parents noticed that she would never sleep and would always scream. In order to keep their baby calm, Michael and Susan Schofield would have to go outside to keep her relaxed. Later, her parents also noticed that she had multiple outbursts that caused her to be very violent. That's when she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Jenny has told her parents that she has imaginary friends in her mind, and they hit her and bite her until she does what they tell her. She takes a medication, but this does not get rid of the disorder. It just eliminates the voices. But her mind is so complex, it adds a voice each time one is deleted. The outbursts are so violent that her parents had to get another apartment in order to keep her little brother from getting hurt from them. This is very sad to be so young with such a bad disease.
Question of the week. So today's question of the week is, how do you feel about our government? Do you think they're doing a good job, or do you think they could do better? Please comment on our KIPP Student News blog and tell us what you think.
Thank you for joining us today on KIPP Student News.
We're taking the news of the world and bringing it to your classroom. See you next week. Thank you, Jelani.
Too early.
Oh.
The charge was later dropped when the court advocates said they could.
Go ahead.
Mexico.
It is a big mess and at least costs $100,000 to keep up with the car. It's backward.
That's today on KIPP News.
We'll take all. I forgot. And here's